In this video, let's talk about Selfwealth and Superhero as a trading platform for ASX stocks. Before I start, let me get the necessary boring stuff out of the way. No, I am not sponsored by any company to make this video. Since I'm not a professional, this video is just factual information and not financial product advice or recommendation to do anything. As usual, if you do learn something new, consider gently smashing that like button right there. So, without further ado, let's go! For each ASX trading platform, I'll talk about the fees, I'll talk about the ownership of shares, and the general user experience of the platform. Before Superhero, funded by the founders of Zip and Afterpay, Selfwealth is one of the more commonly mentioned brokerage platforms, along with the usual suspects. Now, Selfwealth is most commonly known for that $9.50 per trade, regardless of the trade size in the ASX, with a $500 minimum investment order size. The flat fee per trade is incredibly significant, especially in Australia when other brokerages have a scaling pricing model. That basically means the bigger your trade, the higher the brokerage fees. So when Selfwealth launched, you can understand why the investment community was so passionate about this, since fees are one of the more dreadful things in our investing journey. When it comes to the ownership of shares purchased via Selfwealth is CHESS sponsored.
No, you don't get a nice set of chess pieces when you buy shares via Selfwealth.
CHESS stands for Clearinghouse Electronic SUBREGISTER System, which is basically a system ASX uses to record who owns what shares. If you purchase your shares via a CHESS sponsored broker, that basically means when you buy and sell stocks, ASX will know exactly what it is that you own. Now, all of the shares that you purchase via a CHESS sponsored broker is attached to an ID. That ID is called Holder Identification Number, which is short for HIN. Now, in ASX eyes, all of the stocks that's attached to that HIN, you are the legal owner of those stocks. Now, the importance of HIN is essentially in the legal ownership of those stocks. Whatever happens to the platform in the future, there's no denial that you are the legal owner. When it comes to Selfwealth's user experience, well, it's adequate. You have everything that you need, like live pricing, depth, conditional orders, and even a stop loss. You do need to activate the ability for a stop loss. It's not an out-of-the-box kind of thing. Some people have described the UI design of Selfwealth like the mid-2000s, and I can't even blame them because it certainly seems that way. Selfwealth gets the job done, and you pay for what you get. There are additional things on the Selfwealth platform like stock analysis, safety ratings, and how you stack up against other investors in the Selfwealth community. And if you're a baller, there is a premium membership for $20 per month that allows you to peek inside other members' portfolio or advanced stock research. For me personally, the flat fees per trade for the ASX and also US equities in the future, not to mention their CHESS sponsored shares, makes Selfwealth a platform that gets the job done at a very reasonable price. But what I think is reasonable might not be reasonable for you. So make sure you do your own due diligence on their financial services guide. Just as Selfwealth settling in nicely with the investing community, Superhero show up like a knight in shining armor with a $5 flat fee per trade for ASX stocks and brokerage free for ASX ETFs. And just for your information, there is a $1 fee if you do want to deposit your money into Superhero using BPay. Their minimum investment size is $100 plus brokerage fees. With the Superhero Basic account, prices are delayed and you can only do market orders. With the Superhero Live account, you'll get limit orders and you'll also have live prices, but it does cost you an additional $9 per month for all of the live features. Without overcomplicating things, Superhero hold your shares in their custodian account, where you are the beneficiary, which also means that the share you purchase via the Superhero platform is not going to be allocated under your own HIN, but in Superhero's institutional HIN. For whatever reason, if Superhero do go under, your shares, which are held under the Superhero Nominees Proprietary Limited, which is a regulated, licensed provider of custody services, can be broker to broker transferred to an account in open markets or to another broker. The UX of Superhero is as minimalistic as it can be. Limit orders are only available on Superhero Live, and there is none of the gimmicky things like how your portfolio stack up to others in the community. Just the basic depth, market information, and announcement from the stock. One small thing that I did notice is that when I search for an ETF, like for example HACK, there is 2 results for the same ETF. Now, I'm not sure whether this is intentional, but this was certainly confusing for me when I got 2 of the same results. I'm sure that Superhero will clean this up very soon, so definitely not a biggie. It's important to acknowledge that Superhero is not just challenging the usual suspects of brokerage platforms. I think they're also giving young investors who are using micro investing apps like Comsec Pocket, Raise, or Spaceship Voyager an option to build their own portfolio. But the question is the minimum investment amount and also the low brokerage fees enough to overcome the custodian shareholding arrangement with ASX investors in general? Just bear in mind that the custodian model is the key ingredient that enables Superhero to offer the low minimum investment amount and also a very low brokerage fee. So what do you think? Do you think that it's enough to convince people to try Superhero? For more in-depth understanding of the platform, make sure you read the financial services guide. Now, before I do a portfolio update, if you want access to my video script and also be part of my fortnightly Q&A, not to mention some additional content pieces, consider supporting this channel via Patreon. Now, I'll leave a link in the description box below for anyone who's interested, but nevertheless, it already means the world that you're watching this video. So thank you very much, and let's jump into a portfolio update. With the CMC market portfolio side of things, it's currently worth 66,000 Australian dollars. And if we just zoom into the results for the previous week, we can see that ever since the Pfizer have announced their vaccine, it seems like a lot of sectors that was previously beaten up really badly came back alive, rallying like no tomorrow. And of course, some of my Australian stocks have definitely benefited from that rally as well. But the one thing I do want to draw your attention to is our economy is not like playing The Sims. A vaccine doesn't magically solve all of our problems. It is a start to our recovery. Nevertheless, I haven't made any changes to my CMC market portfolio, but as the tech stocks got hammered when Pfizer released their news, I took the opportunity to deploy the capital in my stake portfolio. Before I show you the changes I've done to my US portfolio, no, I haven't sold any of my Novonix position, and I also haven't sold my Talga position. In saying that, however, Talga is running really hot. So I haven't had the opportunity to build on my position, it's just running way too hot. With my stake portfolio, it's currently worth 19,000 US dollars, which is give or take approximately 26 to 27,000 Australian dollars. The major changes I've made in this portfolio is that I've deployed the cash, which is approximately 2,000 US dollars, and I have consolidated Home Depot into some new positions in Slack, Square, and also Twilio. I will do a proper video to explain my reasoning on why, but I just wanted to take the opportunity to update you guys. As usual, I am not sponsored by Stake, it's just something that I use to invest in US stocks. If you wouldn't mind getting a free stock when you try Stake for yourself, I'll leave a link in the description box below. So, thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. If you have learned something new, consider gently smashing that like button right there, subscribe to my channel, and click onto the bell so that when I release future videos, you'll be the first one to know. If you're in the mood for more videos, I have left something on the screen that I think you'll really like. Until next time, my name is David. Otto will always do the honors and see you very, very soon.